Ashton, you chilling?
Chilling.
How was work today?
Really the same as usual.
Another day at the office?
Yeah.
You got a 15-minute interview.
15 minutes.
You need this chair? Trainers, managers, promoters.
No, we chilling today. Below zero.
Ash, how many times have you done the ice bath this week? Every day? Every day but one.
I've never tried it. How was it the first time you hopped in?
My legs. No, but I'm kind of used to it.
You recommend it though?
Would you recommend it to anybody you don't like?
We got the team in the building.
Ash, what's going to be the first thing you eat after your fight? The young fighters out there that are coming out, what would you tell them? Listen to what? Right. Listen to Floyd. You excited about your first fight? I'm excited. Shit. Yeah. I'm excited. It's about time.
Hey, so, Ashton, real quick. Layla or Clarissa Shields? Who wins that fight?
Watch it.
You don't even think?
Well, I was.
Because you focus on some.
Listen, Clarissa Shields.
Go round.
Layla Ali has no business in the ring with Clarissa Shields. I mean, it's no disrespect to what Layla did during her career, but Clarissa, she's the goat of the females for sure.
I think even in Layla's top game, top of her game, Clarissa has been weaker.
Yeah, absolutely. You're talking. It's a different
era, but if they were the same, Clarissa beats her. For sure.
Taking that currently. Ashton, Sylve. Trainers in the house. Another day at the office.
Okay, what about Tito?
Tio and who? Loma?
Tito and Loma. That's Ashton.
That's an incredible fight. You know, hard to tell. Sometimes people age. I'm giving the advantage to Loma, but you don't know with a young man like Tio. So
Let me ask you this: what do you think about Teofimo rejecting the fight though initially?
I don't
The
listen.
initial purse, they're saying 1.25 million.
Yeah, I mean, I don't blame these guys. It's a huge fight, especially because they've had so much time off because of COVID. And because they have time off, you know, they're going to be able to build that, and that's the fight that's going to make all the fans very excited to come out and watch. You know, Tio is also a huge fight because it's going to make or break careers. If Tio can pull off the upset and beat Lomachenko, you know, he's just going to be able to take off from there, and he probably ends up being a household name for everybody in the United States. So at the same time, too, he's putting a lot on the line because if he loses, it's going to unrail his career a little bit, right? So he might as well go get the money that he's worth. And I'm not going to judge a man because he asked for 1.25 and he said no. I think that takes strength, and I hope he gets what he deserves. So
If he loses, let's say, I know we're fast forwarding because the fight is not even made. A lot of people are saying it may have the Canelo effect on him against Mayweather.
Yeah, I mean, you know what? I don't think it's gonna break his career though. I don't think if Teofimo loses to Loma, it'll end his career, and I think it'll be the same like you said, Canelo, Mayweather. It will slow it down, kind of make him think and reset. But I don't think it'll slow it down. I mean, it'll slow it down, but I don't think it'll end his career.
it's also to know when Canelo lost to Floyd, that wasn't just Canelo's character either. That was also Reynoso's character as being the trainers. They decided they were going to go back to the drawing board. They decided they were going to address things that they saw in that loss. And to be honest with you, it made Canelo that much of a better fighter, and it made Canelo who he is today, which is arguably probably number one pound for pound. Tio, we still don't know whether or not Tio's going to have a reaction like that, and we still don't know whether or not his father is going to have a reaction like that because we haven't seen that happen. I could say, for example, the loss of Mikey Garcia and Earl Spence. I don't know if Mikey Garcia went back to the drawing board and decided that he was gonna maybe, you know, learn some more craft and develop some more, because Earl went out there and pretty much, you know, I hate to say it, but kind of outboxed him and had his way with him the whole night. It can't just be with size. That's unfair to say that it just had to do with size. Earl was using craft. He was tracking him down, and he flustered Mikey all night. What a fighter should do is mimic Canelo, but we don't know if they're going to do that when they take a loss. We're excited to see. I want to see a better Mikey Garcia, and if Tito were to lose, I want to see a better Tito, and if Loma was to lose, I want to see a better Loma. That's what every boxing fan wants to see. They want to see a resurgence and them coming back to the ring.
Loma losing is, I think, will be more of a harder effect on Loma than it would be on Tito, because Loma, he's not really from here.
Yeah.
From the US, so
And a lot of people don't believe in him for some reason.
They really don't.
They say Rigo was too small. They say Walters was too old.
Yeah, I think that's unfair.
So,
you got a
so
guy
Loma
that,
has a bigger something more to lose.
mistakes don't. Listen, Loma Shingo's not a mistake. To think that how he's gone about his career, that the real names that he's seen since the beginning of his career, nobody's had a career that even mirrors him in the first. I forget how many fights does Loma have? Maybe underneath a dozen, maybe. No one. Yeah, but still, no one has
15,
seen
something like that.
No one has seen
yeah.
the kind of high caliber names that this guy has seen in the first.
He
16
fought
fights.
Gary Russell Jr. in his third fight. Come on,
fight,
man.
You know, the guy to go out there and the face of his face. I mean, the guy's absolutely amazing. Anyone that's discounting Loma, you know, I don't know why they're doing that. The guy's absolutely the truth.
I think his injury. I think his injury is what is doing people more like him. Initially, I think they were kind of like, oh, maybe who is this guy? But in the injury, I think that's what's kind of making people think that, well, if the injury really affect him, his overall max, you know, his
I don't see
performance.
Lomachenko fights cerebrally. He fights with his brain. He fights with his mind. I just don't see it having an effect. I mean,
let's not forget, he's probably small at 135.
Loma in person,
A lot of guys struggle to make that weight.
He's a built dude. So you got 5.5 more minutes.
All right. Mike Tyson and Roy Jones.
I'm not interested at all.
Come on, dude.
Come on.
Everything that Mike Tyson's supposed to do, he should have did during his career. Roy Jones Jr. has a much better career than Mike Tyson does. Roy Jones Jr. is a multi-divisional champion. Roy Jones Jr. did something a lot of guys shouldn't do. I don't know. We built up this great folklore around Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson, if you wanted to impress me, you should have beat Lennox Lewis when you fought him. You should beat Evander Holyfield. I don't care what you do against old Roy Jones Jr., who's been clipped now, you know, many times. I think over 6 or 7 times. It doesn't impress me to go out there and to be honest with you, as far as the hype of their career, who was a better fighter during their career? No, Roy Jones Jr. was a better fighter than Mike Tyson during their career, during when it was gone. I'm not going to fall into all this, and to be honest with you, I don't
Let me ask you this though: whose career would you rather have if you were a boxer?
No, I'm a pure boxing guy. Roy Jones Jr. I don't give a shit if you're popular. And if people are gonna high five you in fucking pennies and buy you fucking free drinks in a casino. We're talking about accolades. We're talking about this guy got multiple titles.
Youngest heavyweight champion
It's not a popular
in history.
Okay, and who did he beat? He beat a guy. I can't remember his name, but he beat a guy that had beat Buster Douglas for that belt. And who did he lose to? He lost the belt to Buster Douglas down the road. I'm not with this boxing shit. I'm gonna keep it real. Roy Jones Jr. was absolutely. You got a guy that went to the Olympics. Roy got lost. Got robbed for the gold. Right?
Yeah, he got robbed.
And so accolades. I'm talking about accomplishments in the ring. Now, all the money, the celebrity, being on The Hangover, and being, you know, having an HBO special and all that other shit. That's why I get hype on Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson's character outside of the ring. Nah, yeah, I would rather be Mike Tyson outside of the fucking ring. But who would I rather have a career wise? No, I would rather be Roy Jones Jr. That's
You know what? I like what do you think actually? Mike is back and Roy. It's not That's what I think. It's an exhibition. They said it's an exhibition, so it's gonna be like a souped up sparring match.
Yeah.
Right?
They're saying no headgear though. That's what they're saying right now.
Yeah. See, I don't want that. I don't want it to be like the Tito Ortiz, Chuck Liddell.
Oh yeah,
right?
yeah.
See, so I hope it's nothing like
Promoted
that.
by Golden Boy.
Yeah, but I hope it's nothing like that. But if it's like a boxing match, and if you want to say, okay, let's score it, let's see who will win, I really think Roy Jones wins based on he's going to outbox him on the road. Because people are thinking Mike Tyson's going to go in and try to knock him out, type of deal, which he's not really going to try to do. It's going to be more an exhibition.
Mike is in shape though. He's a dog.
He is going to be in shape. It's going to be. I like it because it's more for the fans. For the
Earl
fans.
and Danny Garcia.
Respect Danny Garcia?
Yeah, I mean, it's a hard fight. Yeah, I mean, you don't know what Earl. We still haven't seen Earl since the car crash.
Yeah.
The Earl that we seen against Sean Porter, no, that Earl beast Danny Garcia. There's not even a question about it. But I got to see, not that I have to see it, but the boxing public overall is wondering how's Earl after the car crash. If he's even 90% of what Earl used to be, then he's gonna beat Danny Garcia. And shit, don't let him be 110, 120% of what he used to be. Maybe he's grown up and it made him stronger. Because that happens with some people too. They go through trials and tribulations like that, and they come back even stronger. Then he's gonna even be that much more of a problem. Danny Garcia, I think, is an incredible fighter, but I see him being overwhelmed by Earl. He's absolutely still at the middle of his career, a lion, and has a lot of skill. There's been things with Danny, obviously, when Danny fought Peterson, and the other one was Herrera, or was it Herrera? That's what it was. But there's been questions about Danny's career where I thought
he lost that fight.
Yeah,
he lost against Herrera.
Yeah,
That fight was in Puerto Rico, so.
It goes back to what he's saying. Spence is, he's coming back from an injury that nobody really knows nothing a lot about, but it's really going to show a lot. Spence and Danny, who you got that? He's not sleeping. He's been training now. He's Friday, bro. Monday to Friday, he's training.
Yeah, one more minute.
You say draw? Hey, that could be it.
That's
though.
that's.
Hey, but I'm gonna go with Danny.
Let me ask you this, Ashton. Did Selena Gomez ever hit you up after last time? Bro, you gotta check the messages.
Hey, I literally thought the time was off.
Nah, man.
Let's see, what other fights?
What other fights are coming out?
Tyson and Wilder 3. That's what's going to happen. And,
I think
Dylan White is the mandatory after that.
Dylan
I
White
think-
is there to be taken by both of them. So,
I think Fury could win again. He did really good on the number 2.
Ashton.
He did good on number 1.
Harold.
Number 2, he finished off. Number 3.
Strong in the mirror.
Ice in his veins.
What you waiting for, man?
He wants to vote before he gets hit.
15-minute questionnaire.
Here we go, come in. Check. Get him. 3. Woo! Hey, that's a heavyweight thing.
The man's in there.